Well, if you grew up in or around church, we have a tendency to sort of sanitize, glamorize, and in some cases even romanticize some of the narratives in the found in the Bible. And it's understandable because for many of us, we want to teach our children the Bible, but the Bible also has some PG-13 and even some R-rated, like "Don't look over there, children" parts, things that they did not make VeggieTale movies on. But if you bring that mindset into adulthood, it becomes unfortunate because we sort of end up sanding off the rough edges of some important biblical narratives. And if you end up, if you're someone that ever walked away from faith or you struggle sometimes, I would just encourage all of us to adopt a different approach as we read or begin to read the Bible. Because once you understand and accept the Bible for what it really is, you feel less pressure to tidy up or even try to remove some of the rough edges of the Bible or even literally ignore certain parts because the Bible is more than a spiritual guidebook. It's more than just a list of moral lessons. It's more than just documented history. It certainly encompasses all those things or includes all of those things. But the Bible, which we will once again discover today is literally God's story intersecting with your story and mine, including those portions of the Bible that, whether Christian or not, you read them. If you're honest, you go, okay, wow, like that's a little out there. And as many of you have discovered this past year because you jumped into the Bible in a year group this last January, when we actually read these documents, sometimes it's clear, sometimes it's confusing because these are ancient people living in ancient times, in ancient cultures on the other side of the world, in times and circumstances that honestly we really can't relate to. I mean, these are ancient people literally struggling to survive. Food is always scarce, people are always hungry. There are real enemies where any given day you might be raided and pillaged, raped, enslaved, tortured, killed. And on top of that, you're just one minor infection or one drought or plague away, like locust, and suddenly you can't feed your family. And the stories in the Bible are gritty and powerful and raw in its ancient history, but with a divine and timeless purpose that threads through every century and every land and every culture, every people, every language and time. It threads together through all of that, and it connects and intersects with our lives in real ways in multiple levels, whether we realize it or not. Now, in recent generations, there has been this increasing movement and a shift that leads us to feel like we need to tame and explain and reframe the Bible. But if we do that, we end up missing the point. And instead of expending so much energy and time trying to tame and explain and reframe the Bible, that energy should instead be used to appreciate and to explain and ultimately explain that it's a story of redemption, salvation, and forgiveness, but it's played out in a gritty, raw, crucify him story throughout the Bible. The storyline of the Bible should literally cause all of us to just drop to our knees in gratitude for what God did and is doing on our behalf in the world, for the world, on behalf of sinners like you and like me. It might not seem like a great title for a Christmas series that we're jumping into, but there's something important to understand that when we read the New Testament, that the authors who began writing, they didn't think that they were writing the Bible. They, they didn't know were writing what someday we would call the New Testament. These men were just documenting what they saw, what they heard, what they experienced with Jesus. And when you come to know the story, well, then of course it makes complete sense that they would do everything they could to document all of this and then label or brand it as good news. I mean, most of us know that the first four books of the New Testament are referred to as the Gospels. In Greek, it's euangelion. It means good news. It was a Greek term used before Christianity to just simply mean good news, often in a political sense. For example, if there was a great victory, it was used to announce good news of peace following an emperor's victory. But what is documented for us is such good news that in the end, God doesn't need us to explain away or stand off the rough edges of the God of the Old Testament because in his behavior, because in the Old Testament we find God playing by the rules of the kingdoms of this world to prepare the world for a time where he would introduce a kingdom not of this world and a kingdom that would ultimately introduce his final king. And if the Christianity you were raised in, or the Christianity maybe at one point you walked away from, it didn't strike you as good news, then perhaps you got the wrong news. Perhaps you didn't get the first century version, because because as you read the Bible, and read the history, supported again and again by archaeological discoveries, the storyline is very simple and compelling. The storyline of the Bible is simply this: humans broke everything, and God waded in to fix it. And when the time was right, when He had everything just the way He wanted, unto us a child was born. And John, who knew Jesus, said it this way: the Word, the Logos, that thing that goes beyond the gods and wisdom and virtue, there's this thing that's behind it all. There was something behind that. The Word became flesh, God became man. And He never cheated, meaning Jesus never pulled the God card for His own benefit. He lived among us as one of us. He suffered like us. He died for us. And to the point of this series, Matthew, as in Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, Matthew, who wrote the Gospel of Matthew, he was there for most of it. And at the end of Jesus' life, after the crucifixion, the burial, the resurrection, the ascension, Matthew, who walked with Jesus all of those years, who heard all the sermons and saw the miracles, all the intimate moments around a dinner table, around a campfire, he knew his rabbi's life had to be documented because his rabbi's message was for everyone of every generation. And when he sat down to begin his account of the life of Jesus, Matthew decided to, like Luke, to begin with the birth of Jesus. Matthew was very wealthy. He was an educated man. He had scribes who worked for him, so he either wrote or he dictated this, and they wrote it down. And maybe initially he was going to start it out this way. This is how the birth of Jesus the Messiah came about. His mother Mary was pledged to be married to Joseph. But in the end, that's not how he begins it. He gets there. But instead, as he considers this story, this saga, this journey that he's about to take people on, he considers the story arc of his experience with Jesus, and he steps back and he decides it would be more appropriate to begin with a prologue or an introduction, a forward. And he begins with an odd one because he begins with a genealogy. But why? Well, partly because he wants to get the attention of his Jewish readers. Because unlike Luke, who documented everything with primarily Gentile, non Jewish people in mind, Matthew documented his experience with Jesus primarily with the Jewish people in mind. And he wanted his Jewish readers to understand that Jesus came from the line, came from the line of the most esteemed king in the history of their nation, King David, which meant that as a descendant, Jesus had the right and claim to the title of king, or in Jewish terms, Messiah, God's anointed one. But for us Gentile, non-Jewish readers, we pick up the Gospel of Matthew, and it's like so and so begat so and so begat so and we're like, okay, Azor, Zadok, Eleazar, like these names mean nothing to us. Like I don't even know why these guys, like I don't really care about this, but Matthew wants us to care about this because the genealogy isn't just the setup or even just a part of the story. It points to the point of the story. So as Matthew goes through 40 some generations of so and so, from Abraham to King David, all the way to Joseph, all the way to Mary and Joseph, every once in a while in this 40ish generations of genealogy of this man begat this man begat this man, all the way to Joseph, husband of Mary. Mary is the mother of Jesus, who's called the Messiah. He departs from genealogical tradition of how you would do this, and he blends the good news in a way that nobody would make this up, especially if you're trying to present a compelling case of this individual being the Messiah. Because in a few instances through his genealogy, he breaks with tradition, where he goes out of his way, as we're going to see, to highlight some embarrassing chapters in Jesus' ancestry. And this is all done in a first century context that prioritizes cleanliness, morality, purity, ethnic purity, Torah keeping. It's in this context that Matthew actually highlights the impure, the immoral, and the scandalous men and women in Jesus' ancestry. And the question that we have to ask as readers is why? Why did he do this? Because some of these stories, they're just kind of crazy. And the answer to the question why is that Matthew is underscoring the point of the story of the life, the death, and the resurrection of Jesus that he's about to tell. That Jesus came from sinners, for the benefit of sinners like you and like me. And so as he sits down to write this down, to document an account of the life of Jesus the Messiah, here's how he begins his version of the Christmas story. This is the genealogy of Jesus the Messiah. So he doesn't bury the lead. This is Matthew 1, verse 1. He wants everyone to know up front that he is about to build the case that Jesus is God's final king, which needs a lot of proof for an individual to come to the end of this document and go, okay, you've made a compelling case. I believe that Jesus is God's son, God's final king, God's Messiah. This is the genealogy of Jesus, the Messiah, the son of David, the son of Abraham. Abraham was the father of Isaac, Isaac the father of Jacob, and Jacob the father of, and here's his first speed bump that he sends our way, the father of Judah and his brothers. Now, immediately, for the Jewish reader, their minds go back to the book of Genesis and what he's pointing to, that Jacob had 12 sons. One of his sons was named Judah, and of the 12, this is the one that ends up in the lineage of Jesus. But if you were choosing among Jacob's 12 brothers, you would not have picked Judah. Why? Well, because it's as if God chose the very worst one. See, the one you and I would have chosen is Joseph. Not like Joseph and Mary Joseph, like Old Testament Joseph. Most of you know this story or something about the story of Joseph. Like he was this incredible kid. In fact, he was so awesome. His dad had this very expensive coat of many colors that are made for him. But his brothers, including Judah, are so jealous that they jump him in the wilderness. They tear up his colorful robe. They throw him in a pit naked. They're going to let him starve. They're going to let him starve in this pit and die. But then Judah comes up with a great idea. He says, hey, let's don't kill him. Let's sell him. Let's make a little cash off of him. So Judah and his brothers sell Joseph to slave traders who are on their way to Egypt. And when they wave goodbye to their brother, they don't know who he's going to be sold to, what he's going to be sold for, what he's going to be used for. They don't care. But then 22 years later, unbeknownst to them, he's become the prime minister of Egypt. And he ends up being the one who saves Judah and his brothers and all their families. He literally saves their lives from famine. In fact, Joseph is actually very messianic. You read his whole story, it's a fascinating story. It's like a foreshadowing of the Messiah in many ways as you read his story. And he's sold into slavery by his brothers, but then in the end saves his brothers and their families. So if you're going to pick someone that's going to be in the line of Jesus, you and I, we would pick Joseph. And Matthew's like, I can't let this slip by unnoticed. It's too important to the story. So he adds a detail in the genealogy of Jesus that forces us to pause in a seemingly boring list of names and go like, what? Why would you even mention that? Here's what he adds. Abraham was the father of Isaac, Isaac the father of Jacob, Jacob the father of Judah, and his brothers who sold their brother into slavery. Judah, the father of Perez and Zerah, whose mother was Tamar. Well, now there's a woman in the mix. It's been men up till now. So what's going on? Well, what's going on is Matthew wants everyone reading to hit this big speed bump in this process. And for his Jewish readers, their minds immediately went to the scandal of Judah and Tamar. But if you grew up in church, this is a story they skipped in Sunday school and in youth group. And again, they made no VeggieTales show about this. I know because I checked. So this is an R-rated story that goes under the radar. But Matthew's like, no, you can't skip the scandalous on the way to the Messiah, because that's the point of the story, that he came from sinners for sinners like you and me, regardless of who you are or what you've done, which is why Matthew highlights this story. And most of you don't know it, so that's why I'm going to tell it. About 1,500 years before Jesus is born, Judah left his home, and he goes and he marries a Canaanite woman. Together they have 3 sons. Some years pass. The oldest reaches marrying age. So we're told Judah got his wife his firstborn. Aren't you glad you didn't live back then? First off, you could have been named And you need a wife. I'm just going to go get you one. So, daughter, I've made a deal involving a few goats and chickens. Meet your new husband. You're going to be this man's wife. So here's your husband. Here's your wife. And her name was Tamar. This is the woman who shows up in the genealogy of Jesus. But we're told, Judah's firstborn was wicked in the Lord's sight, so the Lord put him to death. Like no explanation, no context. I mean, this is part of the Christmas story. It is. Matthew's like, okay, just hang on. We're just getting started. His oldest son dies, so Judah's like, okay, well, the woman needs to have offspring, so he marries her off to his second son, Onan. But Onan, again, bad names, is just as bad, if not worse, than his oldest brother. So God puts him to death as well. So all that's left now is son number three, Shelah, but he's too young to marry. So Judah sends Tamar home in widow's garments to mourn the loss of her two husbands and to wait for a few years until this son gets old enough to marry. So she lives with her father as a widow. But even as Shelah gets older and is getting old enough, Judah doesn't follow through. He doesn't allow him to marry her because he's afraid his youngest and now only remaining son, that he's going to end up dying also. Years have gone by. He's plenty old enough to get married. And Tamar realizes he's not going to follow through. He's not going to give me another one of his sons. So she felt abandoned and angry and hurt and afraid and betrayed. She's like, I'm going to be stuck as a grieving, childless widow for the rest of my life. Because with the laws back then, the only option for her to be able to have a child is to have a child within this family. So many years go by. They totally lose touch with one another. Judah's wife dies, and Tamar is angry and afraid, so she comes up with a plan. And again, Matthew wants us to remember this story on the way to the birth of Jesus. So here's what Tamar does. After Judah grieves the death of his wife, he and his buddy decide they're going to take their sheep to a village called Timnah to have them sheared. When Tamar was told, your father-in-law is on his way to Timnah to shear his sheep, she took off her widow's clothes, covered herself with a veil to disguise herself. She basically puts on the clothes of a prostitute. She veils her face, and then she sat down at the entrance of Enaim, which is on the road to Timnah. Now, again, they haven't seen each other for years. She sits at this little hovel. She somehow gets his attention. When Judah saw her, he thought she was a prostitute, for she had her face covered, not realizing that she was his daughter in law. He went over to her by the roadside and said, come now, let me sleep with you. And what will you give me to sleep with you? She asked. And they began to haggle over price. He says, well, I don't have anything on me, but just sleep with me, and later on I'll send my servant with a young goat. And she's like, sure, you will. I need a pledge so that I know for sure you're going to send a young goat to me. And he's determined at this point. He said, well, what pledge should I give you? She replied, I want your driver's license and your credit card. Not what she said, but not far from that. She said, your seal and its cord and the staff in your hand. She answered, which essentially meant the same thing. They had a seal that they wore around their necks. It was like a signet ring or a signet. It was like a signature. She says, I want that with its cord, all of which would have been directly tied to his identity of who he was, and the wooden staff you carry. And wooden staff, the staffs of important men, they were all custom made. They were all different. And they had different insignias and wording and things on them. Everyone would know whose staff it belonged to. And because he's got a lot of built up energy, which often, of course, takes over one's brain, he's like, deal. So he leaves her with the signet, the cord, and the staff. And then a few days later, Judah does follow through. He sent the young goat by his friend, the Adulamite, in order to get his pledge back from the woman, but he did not find her. And he asked the men who lived there, where's the shrine prostitute who was beside the road of Enaim? Well, there hasn't been any shrine prostitute, they said. We have no idea what you're talking about. So he went back to Judah, said, I didn't find her. And besides that, the men that lived there, they're like, there hasn't been any shrine prostitute here. Then Judah said, okay, just let her keep it, what she has, or will become a laughing stock. I mean, after all, I did send her this young goat, but you didn't find her. Meanwhile, Tamar has returned back to her family's home, put back on her widow's clothes, goes back to normal. But about 3 months later, Judah was told, and here's the message they send to Judah: your daughter-in-law Tamar is guilty of prostitution, and as a result, she's now pregnant. And how does Judah respond? The same Judah that took his young brother, stripped him naked, stripped him of his robe, threw him in a pit to die, and then decided to sell him into slavery, not caring what he was going to be sold or used for, who let his father live with the lie that he told him and his brothers reinforced that his youngest son had been killed. How does the same Judah reply? Judah said, bring her out and have her burned to death. Merry Christmas. Welcome to the Christmas series. Let's close in prayer. It's like Matthew. It's like, why wouldn't you skip this part? Because this is such an important part of the journey to the birth of your Savior and King, Matthew would say. And isn't it true that sometimes the most self righteous people are the people with the most to hide? And Judah is one of those people. And he's one of those men. And yet he's in the lineage of our Savior. But Tamar is smart. She had this whole thing planned out. As she's being brought out, she sends a message to her father-in-law. I am pregnant by the man who owns these. And she added, see if you recognize whose seal and cord and staff these are. And I even imagine the servants, like as soon as they saw them, they know what's going on. She sent the driver's license, the credit card back to Judah. When Judah sees this stuff, realizes what's happened, he drops the charges because he knows she is carrying his child. Judah recognized him and said, she is more righteous than I, since I wouldn't give her my son Shelah. And he did not sleep with her again. When the time came for her to give birth, there were twin boys in her womb. And Tamar gives birth to Zerah and Perez. And through Perez, she secures her place in the lineage of Jesus, the Messiah, our Savior. And Matthew, he's highlighting all this. And he moves on and gets back to the boring parts till about 5 generations later, which we're going to talk about next week. But why? Why does he do this? Why in the world would you draw attention to this scandalous tale, trying to tee up the story which is heralded as good news of great joy to all people? And it's because the story he's about to tell is the good news of God's final king who came for sinners from sinners, like you and like me. And to the point of this series, there's a sense in which God went out of his way to use the worst of the worst to introduce the best of the best. And for Matthew, this was deeply personal because the day on which Matthew first locked eyes with Jesus, he was among the worst of the worst. He was a tax collector. He was a traitor to his people. It was like the French who embraced and declared allegiance and went to work for the Nazis when Germany invaded France during World War II. He worked directly for the enemy, the occupying Romans. He was a tax collector, collecting taxes for them. And he could add anything he wanted above what the Romans wanted to be able to amass more wealth and build his own personal wealth by oppressing his people. He was considered a thief. And when he locked eyes with Jesus for the first time, he knew who Jesus was. I mean, the word was all over the place about Jesus. His name was everywhere. And when Jesus stopped at his tax collector's booth that afternoon and Matthew locked eyes with Jesus, do you know what he expected to see in those eyes? Disdain, disgust, and contempt. Because of who Jesus was and what he'd done. He'd harmed his people, he'd harmed families. But he looks into the eyes of Jesus and he sees none of that. Instead, Jesus smiles at him, and nobody smiled at Matthew. And before Matthew could say anything, Jesus said the last thing that Matthew expected him to say. He says, Matthew, come follow me. I mean, he's already called Peter and Andrew and James and John, and I imagine when Jesus said to Matthew, follow me, Peter almost threw up. Like, whoa, whoa, whoa. No, not him. Like, you've already got me and Andrew and James and John. Like, we're good Jewish boys and we're all friends. We're all from Galilee. We're good guys. We're hard workers. We hate tax collectors. We can't be seen with him. Nobody wants Matthew following him. I mean, if Matthew's following you, the IRS is following you. And that is never a good deal to have the IRS following you. I mean, you're in trouble. Nobody wants Matthew around. And Jesus is like, no, Matthew, I want you to follow me. And most of you know what happens next. Matthew tells us that this invitation changed everything for him. Matthew got up and he followed Jesus. And then he had a huge dinner party that night. And he invited all of his tax collector and sinner friends to come and see, to come and meet, to come and eat with, to come and interact with Jesus. And Matthew followed. And in the weeks and the months and the years to come, Matthew changed. And 20 or so years after the resurrection and the ascension, Matthew's thinking back to his first encounter with Jesus and all the other encounters, the Sermon on the Mount, all the miracles he saw, watching him arrested, fleeing, and then watching him die, and then after the resurrection, having breakfast with him on the beach. All of this is in the past, and for him, it all began with a simple invitation. Not to believe something, not to change something, but instead it was a simple invitation. Matthew, worst of the worst, I, best of the best. I want you to follow me. And surely he had to have thought, why me? And then later on, like, who am I to document the life and the teachings of God's final king? I, a dishonest Roman tool like me. But he would have remembered something that Jesus said the very evening on the same day that he invited Matthew to follow him. Jesus said this, and maybe this is for you right now. While Jesus was having dinner at Matthew's house, many tax collectors and sinners came and ate with him and his disciples. When the Pharisees saw this, they asked the disciples, why does your teacher eat with tax collectors and sinners? And on hearing this, Jesus said, it's not the healthy who need a doctor, but the sick. But go and learn what this means. I desire mercy, not sacrifice. For I have not come to call the righteous, but sinners. I have come only to call sinners. And every single person Jesus invited to follow him then and now is a sinner, like Matthew. And if Matthew could speak with any one of us, he would lean in and say, listen, we have two things in common. You're a sinner, like me, and you're invited to follow Jesus, like me. And if you follow, you will change and be changed, and you will be changed for the better. Because following Jesus makes your life better, but more importantly, it makes you better at life. Because when you continue to follow Jesus, over time you become more like Jesus. You become a better man, a better woman, a better husband, a better wife, a better friend. You become a better employee, a better employer, a better citizen. You become a better individual person because Jesus offers life and he calls it abundant life. He said, I've come to demonstrate what God is like, to show you what he's like, and how God created you to live and how God created you to interact with people and stuff and the world around you. And if you'll follow me, over time you will be changed. But Matthew is just getting started. And we will pick up right there next week. And hopefully you'll bring a friend for part 2 of Sinners Like Me. Let's pray. You guys got a closing song? Yeah, let's pray. Father, I'm just so grateful. So grateful to have the history that we have of recognizing that in this life there just are no perfect individuals. There was one, and it was your son. And Father, that as we're going to discover the next few weeks, the individuals that you used, Father, I'm just so grateful that Matthew documented this for us and drew from the Old Testament to remind us what's documented there for us. That Father, it doesn't matter who we are. You are willing to use us in extraordinary ways for extraordinary things. So Father, I pray for every one of us that to some level we carry around with us a sense that you're disappointed in us, that you may love us but you don't like us, or we wrestle to believe that we can actually be used in any meaningful way in this life, in the lives of others, or make a difference in this world. I pray over the next few weeks, Father, that you will just truly drive it into our hearts and minds, that, Father, that's all irrelevant, that you use individuals that, again, we wouldn't choose, which means you're willing to use us. You're willing to choose us. So, Father, I pray as we move forward into this Christmas season, as we look towards the new year, Father, that you truly would drive that deep into our hearts, and especially if we come to you with a willing heart, knowing all the ways we're flawed and broken and fall short, that still we just offer you what we have. That, Father, for every one of us, that we would see you unmistakably work in our lives, and that you would just give us an assurance of your love and your grace for us. I pray all this in the name